mamas, it's Alexa from Kid Activities with Alexa, and today I just wanted to hop in here and talk to you a little bit about something that I've been meaning to talk or write about, and I haven't been able to do so. So today, because I got dressed, here I am. So, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk to you about toy rotation. Have you even heard about toy rotation before? Well, toy rotation is how do I say this? You kind of hide your little one's toys and you only put out a little bit at a time. And that way, if they have less toys, they'll research has it that they play more with them. And it's basically the same concept as your closet, I was thinking. So if you have a closet full of stuff and nothing to wear, um, what happens when you kind of declutter and get rid of a bunch of stuff? All of a sudden, it's like you have a brand new closet. You find all these pieces that you want to wear, and dressing up in the morning is so much easier. Well, it's kind of the same concept. The kids are surrounded by so many toys that at the end they don't even know what to play with, so they don't play with anything and they just leave. So I started implementing this maybe like a year ago or a year and a half. I did this very early on because I love the concept. I started trying to be Montessori, and oh my god, what is with this hair? Let me fix it before I. So I started trying to be Montessori and just very minimalistic, no flashy lights and things like that. Obviously, it's hard to be Montessori when you're every birthday party you get all these other toys and things and flashy lights. It's everywhere around it. So I just kind of do a mix. But I really like the idea of the toy rotation. So how do I do toy rotation, or how can you get started? So the first thing you need to do is you need to have like an inventory of what you actually have. So what I end up doing is I brought everything to the playroom and I just laid out all the toys. So I went around. I have toys in the bathroom, in the living room, in his room, and in the garage. And I just basically bring everything so you kind of see. And this is kind of like a one afternoon that you really have time to do this. And your little one can be with you. They can keep you company. You'll see how entertained they get as you start sorting things they never played with before. All of a sudden they're like, oh my god, this toy's awesome. So it's something definitely that you can do while there. You don't have to do it at nap time. And of course, it's gonna take a while, and you have to kind of breathe in, be like, this is what we're doing, because we are surrounded by a lot of toys. So you kind of get an inventory of what you have. Anything that's broken, anything that has missing pieces, those you just put them on the side because you don't want to have those around. You might have like an attachment to them, like they're sentimental, they were given to you on their first birthday or something, but you don't want them to be available to play, because what happens is that they're gonna want to create the puzzle and they're gonna be finishing it and there's a piece missing. That creates like anxiety, that creates conflict within themselves because they won't be able to accomplish that, and you don't want that. You're teaching them how to play, how to be confident, how to do that critical thinking, finding all the pieces and actually completing it. So if they can't finish it from the start to the finish, you don't want to have it. So either replace it, find the piece, or just remove it altogether. Toys that are, so let's say we got rid of those. Then now you want to look at toys that are not age appropriate. So what does that mean? You want to look at toys that are, maybe they were baby toys that they don't need anymore, and they're not gonna use anymore. They're just really not into it. It's not developing their mind. So you want to get rid of those. You can donate them, you can save them, you can put them in a box, you can give them to someone that's like having a baby, or just store them away in the garage or in a spare bedroom. So you want to kind of get rid of those are not going to be useful in your toy rotation because they're not going to develop your little one's mind. So very sentimental, very cute, he used to play with it all the time. Awesome, save it, don't put it, they're not going to play with it anymore, so just get rid of it. um, Toys that are, maybe they were given to you by someone and they're not developmentally ready to play with right now, those you want to keep, you want to save, you don't want to put in your playroom, but you do want to store them somewhere else. They're not ready to come out. They're not going to be able to develop your child at this time, and they're just going to get frustrated because they're not ready for it. So just save them, put them aside, um, and just store them. And then as they grow, you just want to kind of bring those in. For example, my sister, she has two older kids and she sends me all of their toys. So I have a bin in the garage where I just keep them. And as Manu grows up, I just bring those out. Um, then you're gonna be left with, some toys. Maybe still you have a lot. You want to see toys that are similar. So I kind of do that, categorize them. So if there's a toy that does a similar, um, what is it called, like a similar job, you want to put those together. So let's say you have stacking cups, and you also have a stacking rainbow, and you also have stacking boxes. Those kind of basically do the same thing. They just basically stack. They do one job, that's stacking. So you don't really need all of them, but I don't say to get rid of them. I just like to put them on a rotation basis. So you don't want to have all three of them out at once. You want to have, maybe this week you have the rainbows, and you see how he plays with it. Maybe he's at that stage where he's in the stacking stage. So make sure you watch the play schemas. Well, not watch because I didn't do a video, but read about it, the schemas, so you know what kind of stage your child is at, so you know what to bring out and what's gonna work. So you don't want to have out toys that are repeating of the same job. So if you have a few of, just remove your categories. um, and put I would put them in boxes, depending on what they're for. Or maybe if you have a lot of farm animals, you could, if you have different like farm animals, zoo animals, ocean animals, and those like take up a lot of space, maybe they have their own unique box. So now that you have kind of an inventory of what you have, what categories you have you're working on, you want to see what your child is working on. So the way I do that is I look at child development, so the developmental milestones. So if your child is reaching a certain age, and you're gonna see, what milestones they're working on or towards to, like for example, if they're starting to walk or the stand, right, you want to have toys that are going to develop them for that. If they are working on their eye hand coordination, you want to make sure you have toys about that. If you have fine motor skills, always have a fine motor skill toy out. And sometimes you will have to create those DIY, but always have that. So how do I choose what to put out? I basically go through the milestones and see what they're working on, so I know what kind of toys I should have. I have a shelf with 5 different sections, and I try to put one toy that does one thing into each one. And some of the toys would be kind of what I call invitation to play. So for example, I'll have a tray with a bag of Play-Doh, and I'll have, like right now, Manu's working on his scissor skills. So I'll have a bag of Play-Doh with some maybe toothpicks and a scissors, play scissors. And that's kind of an invitation to play, because I know that's something he's working on right now. I may have another section where I have a cushion with snaps, because right now at 2 years old, they need to start working on zipping, snapping. What is it? It's the Velcro, the zippers, and the snaps. And I have a little toy that I bought to work on those. So maybe another section will be that. He's really, really, really into transportation trucks right now, garbage trucks, excavators, police cars. So then I may have like an invitation to play for that, or maybe just a shelf with the trucks. So you want to know what your child is into, so that you can create those invitations to play. So only have like one toy for each section, and there may be a few on the shelf. And that's kind of what I do. I don't have a set schedule of when do I rotate. I kind of keep an eye. Okay, he's really not into this. I created a carton box with some, I think they're like some sticks they use for golfing, like to put I don't even know what they're called, like to put the little ball, the on the grass so that it stands. I kind of made just a curtain box and I put those in with a little hammer. So he works on that, hammering skills because he's into that. He wants to know what's going on when you do things. So like that cause and effect thing. And I've noticed he's not really into that. So I will remove that, and then just kind of bring something from the garage and from my storage and replace it. Another tip that I think I do. So there is no schedule. So you can be like, every month I'm going to kind of rotate them, or every week. Um, I was very consistent into every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks I was doing it. And then now that we're so busy with everything that's going on, I just kind of keep an eye and remove things that he doesn't play with as I see that. So it's kind of a constant rotation. Another tip that I suggest is, and you can do this like in different areas. Like I'm talking about the playroom, but I do the same thing for I have a little play area in the living room, and I kind of rotate those. Um, and that's it. My son is calling me, so I'm gonna head out. But have different sections. So maybe this is a reading section, and rotate the books that are there, and have a little art area where you can have a table and you guys can sit together and do some art. Kind of rotate that. Maybe this whole month we're working on markers or the color red. So that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about toy rotation. If you have any questions about it, um, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. But I just thought this was useful. Toy rotation is super, super beneficial, and I hope you get to try it. So I'll see you around. Bye bye.